Hi Brazil, I'm Tammara Webber. I'm the author of the Contours of the Heart series, which includes Easy, Breakable, and the upcoming book Sweet. I'm also the author of the Between the Lines series, which should be published in Brazil pretty soon. Tamaris asked me to come by today to say hi to you guys and to talk about my influences when I wrote Easy. Easy began as a series of dreams. I would wake up with Jacqueline speaking to me, basically telling me the story, her story, and showing me bits of it and really just wanting it to be told. Writing about sexual assault was not something I really wanted to do or ever thought I would do. There's a personal story along with this that is definitely not Jacqueline's story, but I do have history with sexual assault myself. I wrote about that on my blog if you'd like to go read about it. But for the purposes of the story, it was Jacqueline telling me this story and really wanting me to tell it. And I didn't hear from Lucas while I was writing Easy, and in fact, I really didn't hear from him for about a year after I published the book. That was actually unusual for me. I wrote the Between the Lines series before I wrote Easy, and I wrote it in a dual point of view. The two of the books have 2 points of view, and 2 of them have 4. So I was used to hearing from multiple characters in the story rather than just from one viewpoint. But I'm actually really glad that I wrote Easy in just Jacqueline's viewpoint, because I really do believe her story needed to be told by her alone rather than showing the reader what was going on in anyone else's head. Definitely there were secrets that were kept from her, and some of those I wanted the reader to be able to figure out and not see her and watch her figure it out rather than it being presented immediately from the point of view of Lucas, who would have spilled all the beans. I also think that Lucas's story in some ways was, well, in most ways, was much more violent, and I think it would have detracted from what Jacqueline had to say. Sorry, I noticed I had a scene stealer back behind me there. That is Lola. Hi, Lola. She doesn't care. Okay, so back to the story. Anyways, I decided to write Lucas's story after he started talking to me, and I really wasn't expecting him to. I was expecting to just kind of move on from the story, and once he started telling me his story, I knew I had to tell it right away, and that is how Breakable happened. And so the next book in the series is not about Lucas and Jacqueline, I'm sorry to say. I know a lot of people want sequels. I prefer to go ahead and say, if I've created a happy ever after or a happy for now situation for the characters, I prefer to leave them there rather than making something else crappy happen to them to cause conflict in the story. And they will show up in future Contours of the Heart stories, so that their story will show up in the background, so you can kind of keep up with what they're doing. But I don't plan to write any sequels about them. So my new book Sweet should be out. It's coming out in the English language worldwide on April 27th. And I'm not sure what the publication date in Brazil is, but it shouldn't be too much longer after that. Lola decided she wanted to get a little closer to the action. Hi, Lola. Say hi to everybody. I think she just wants lunch. So hopefully you will enjoy that story. It is about a couple of friends from Lucas's high school years who are unbreakable in minor ways. Sweet is also a standalone story rather than something that you have to have read the other books. You could loan this book to a friend who hasn't read Easy Unbreakable, who hasn't read anything from me, and it will stand all by itself. It is a dual POV, so this time we'll go back to telling the story from Boyce and Pearl, my two characters, and it will alternate between the two of them, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So thanks for having me, and I hope to see you guys again really soon. Bye.